Today in this video, we're going to talk about how to scale Meta Ads campaign that is working. My name is Vishal Kotwal. I've spent over 10 million plus in Meta Ads, and I've done over 20 million plus in revenue for myself. And I sold my company for 7-figure, and I make this video to help other people. I don't have anything to sell. I'm just making this video to network and help other people. So let's jump right into my screen. As you can see, this month we spent $8,000 in this account, and there are some campaigns that are doing really well. So what we want to do is we want to scale those campaigns. So there are many ways to scale a campaign. There are many, again, different tactics, different process. This is just how I do it so that you have something different, something unique strategies that you can do in your ad account as well. So looking at this month, let's do last 7 days, right? Last 7 days, we have $11 cost per purchase. We have another $11, $12, 12. Okay, so looks like, and then this one has $2. I will show you this $2 cost per purchase and why it has 3.1. As you can see, some of them, it has phase 1, it has phase 2, phase 3, and then phase 3.1, right? So we have multiple phases in our ad account, and it depends on what phase of scaling we're in. So I'm going to go through all of them, but not as much in detail. And I'm going to show you how it all works. So the first and the easy thing to do is to just raise the budget, right? So if you have any campaign that's working, so for example, we have this campaign and this campaign, we have $12 CPA campaign as well. Let's do this one as well. Let's look at last 3 days update. This one has $7 cost per purchase, $11, $11. Okay, so they're clearly doing good. This one has $22, so the CPA is going up. We're gonna work on that as well. So the simple and the easy thing to do is just raise the budget, right? So let's work on this crowdfunding one. Now, the campaigns that we run is a lifetime budget, as you can see, which means that there is an end date for the campaign, and you can change the end date. So if I go into the ad set, so this is an ad set. When I go here, you will see that it has an end date of October 20, and the budget right now is $3,000, I believe. It's $3,000. So if I go here, and we're spending about, let's do yesterday, we're spending about $53 per day. And again, it is working. So what we want to do is that we want to change the end date. Let's do October 31st. Okay. And then we want to raise the budget. So let's do 3,500 instead. So we added $600 of extra budget to this campaign. And that's pretty much it. And you can just let it run. You can click on review and publish. So that's just one of the easy way is to just raise the budget, right? Now, if you have daily budget instead of lifetime budget, for example, here we have $50 per day budget. What you can do is that you can just raise the budget from 50 to, let's say, 70. I would recommend around 20 to 25% and not going more than 25%. So make sure to like only raise the budget by 20 to 25 and nothing more. I would even say to only raise the budget by 10 to 15% only. Don't do anything more than that because it may reset the learning curve. Okay. Facebook Meta has a learning thing on their campaign and ad set. So you don't want to reset that because if the campaign is working, you don't want it to reset. And then if it resets, then it may not work, right? Because it is working, it is making money. You want to be very careful with that. So the next way, what I like to do is I like to take the campaign from phase 2 to phase 3 and phase 3 to phase 3.1 or phase 1 to phase 2. So depending on what phases they're on, I like to take them to the next step. So for example, here, this one was doing good in the last 7 days, right? $11 cost per purchase, but it's not doing that great on the last 3 days. And this campaign is on phase 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a phase 3, but a different version. So we're just going to do phase 3, but a different version. All right. So let me show you what I mean by that. First of all, we're going to go over here and do last 14 days. I want to see how it has done in total, just overall, the lifetime of the campaign. And we can look at that by, let's say, age. Looks like 65 plus does the best. It looks like 25 also has good CPA, but most of the budget is actually on 65 plus. We have the second best is 55 plus. Okay. So that's good to know. Let's look at gender. So typically male. Okay. That's good to know as well. So a lot of the male audiences are clicking the ads. That's good to know. Let's go to demographics. No, we're going to go to geography. Maybe no, let's go to delivery. Let's see placements. So from placements, looks like Facebook feed on desktop is actually the best. And that has 80 purchases of $12 CPA, and it spent $1,000. And then second best is Instagram feed, which has 46 purchases. So we know Facebook feed desktop is actually doing the best. What about, okay, so Facebook feed in-app is also the second best as well. So that's good to know. Let's look at different delivery. Let's look at platform. So looking at the platform, looks like Instagram is doing the best. As you can see, it only has $6 cost per purchase. So that is pretty good. Let's look at impress on device. So looks like desktop has the most ad spend, but actually Android is doing the best. Android has a CPA of $7. So we have this information, right? We know what specific part of the ad set is doing better and whatnot. So what we're going to do next is that we're going to duplicate the campaign. We're going to duplicate with original setup, duplicate. So the campaign is duplicated. What we're going to do now is that I'm going to delete this one, which is turned off, and I'm going to duplicate this ad set, and I'm going to duplicate, let's say 3 times. So now we have 4 different ad sets. You're going to click here and then find and replace, type copy and save to draft. Okay. So that removes the word copy. Whenever you duplicate the ad set, it adds the extra word in there. Now, what we're going to do is that we're going to change the start date to tomorrow, midnight AM, and we're going to change the end date for a month. So that will be November the 9th and midnight. Okay. So that's all good to go. And we're going to change the date here as well. So this is going to be October the 8th right here, and it is going to be lifetime budget as well. Now, what I like to do is that, so we knew that Instagram was the best, right? It had less purchases, but Instagram was doing significantly better. So what we're going to do is that we're only going to do Instagram here. We're not going to target Facebook at all. We're just going to do Instagram. So I have Instagram feed here selected, and everything else is unselected, as you can see, which is good, which is what I want. So, and then I'm going to go over here and change that to IG. Okay, so that's for Instagram, and that's how we know. Actually, I'm going to put that up front right here. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to change the A's. We know that most of the budget was on 55 plus. I may actually do 60 plus. So let's do that. And we're going to type that right here, 60 plus. All right. And we need to change the name. And the next thing we're going to do is, let's see, we know Android was doing significantly better. We can try Android too. So let's try Android. Why not? Right? So we're just going to do Android devices only, and you can do Android right here. Okay. So that's Android, which is good. And we have a final ad set, and that we're going to leave it as it is. Okay. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the original campaign, which is this one. I also want to see what ads were doing better. Okay. So we're not launching all the ads. So looking at it, this one ad is turned off, but seems like it has a good purchase. Okay. We're going to do this BPT guide to red one. We're also going to use that ad as well. So let's go back to that campaign and going to unselect these ads. So these are the ads that I want to keep. The one that I want to keep, I'm unselecting them. Okay. And I also want to keep BPT2 RAID 1. So BPT2 RAID 1, which is right here as well. Okay. Right here and right here. Okay. So now I'm going to delete the rest of the ads. The reason for deleting the ads is that Facebook Page has a limit of 250 ads. If I was to launch all those ads, I'm going to hit the limit pretty quick. When I hit the limit, I cannot launch any more ads. So I need to be very careful of how many ads that I launch at the moment. So I can turn them on now. So turn on, and so everything looks good, and I can review and publish. So now that campaign is publishing, it is going to be launched, and it is going to start running from midnight tonight. So that's how I do from phase 3 to phase 3. Actually, you can do the same thing from phase 2 to phase 3 as well. So now let's do one more campaign. Let's take something from phase 3 to phase 3.1. So I already have one phase 3.1 campaign, which I did yesterday for branches of law. I'm going to quickly show you that, and I'm going to launch a different campaign. So this one has 4 different ad sets, and this one ad set getting $2 per purchase. This is basically a bid cap campaign, right? So if I edit the campaign, you're going to see that I have campaign bid strategy, which is a bid cap, and I can change that here to highest volume or value. I can change to cost per result, or I can change to bid cap. Now you can try any of this, but I like bid cap, and that actually does the best, to be honest, in terms of custom bid. But again, you have to test, you have to do your own things. And again, this is all about testing. Facebook ad is all about testing. So you can see that 26 bid cap is doing the best. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the bid for these 2 different ad sets. As you can see, they're not spending as much money. This one has $8 in ad spend, but the rest of the other 2 doesn't have much. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change the bid, which is going to be somewhere around here. So it's right here. So I know 26 is working. How about I do 26.5, right? So I'm going to change the name 26.5. All right. I'm also going to change the bid for this $24 as well. And that is going to be, let's do this 25.90. So we're going to do that. Change the name right here, 25.90. I change the name so that I know what bid I'm running, right? Like just by looking at the campaign, I don't need to edit the ad set to know what bid cap it is, right? So once that is done, review and publish and publish. So that's just basically what it is. We're going to do that for a different campaign now. So I'm going to show you for let's do that for this campaign. Let's do last 7 days. Actually, we did phase 3 for business jet, so that's fine. We're gonna do, okay, so we're gonna do for child plus baby stacked. Actually, how about we do for Oprah and classical arts? So we're gonna do it for this one. This is on phase 2, so you can even take from phase 2 to phase 3 as well. So this is on phase 2 as well. How about I do it for mortgage and loan stack? I think I did that last time, to be honest. Let me see. Okay, so I haven't done it for that campaign. So we're gonna do mortgage interest, which is right here. Okay, so let's go in the ad set. So I have 2 different ad set actually. Let's do last 14 days. So it looks like home equity is doing the best. So we're gonna use that. Let's do last 28 days. Okay, so home equity is constantly doing the best. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate. Actually, let's see the ads as well. Let's do the ads. Okay, so I only have 1 ads here, which is good. Let's do last month. Only 1 ads. Let's do maximum. Okay, so looks like other ads ran, but it did not generate any sales. So that's good to know. All right, we're going to duplicate the campaign, duplicate only once. So just 1 copy because you're duplicating the campaign here. It may take some time to load. Okay, it is done. You're going to change the date. That's going to be October the 8th and 25. You're also going to change the phase. That is going to be phase 3.1. Okay, and let's go inside the ad set, and we're going to delete the mortgage and the loan interest or asset, and we're only going to keep this one asset. And I'm also going to use this interest as the name of the campaign. So I'm going to change the name of the campaign right here. So that's the name of the campaign now. So it is almost ready. We're going to go to ads and we're going to delete the rest of the ads. I'm actually going to keep this one. Okay, so let's delete the rest. Actually, I'm going to keep this one instead. Okay, so we're going to delete the rest. Going to turn this on. Okay, so we're almost ready. Now we're going to go back to the campaign. We're going to change the lifetime budget. We're going to start with just $1,500 in budget. So that's all we're going to start with. And we're going to change the campaign bid strategy. Like I said, you can do cost per result, you can do ROAS goal, or you can do big cap. I like to do big cap, but again, you are free to test whatever you want. And the rest of them is pretty self-explanatory. Cost per result is pretty much, you just say like, what is the cost per result you want? You want $10 per result, $20 per result. What is the cost per result? And if you're passing value, if Facebook knows the amount of value, then you can also give it a ROAS. You can say 1x, 2x, 5x, 1.1x, right? Whatever you want, you can give it a number and you will try to get that number. That's pretty much it on that. Now we're going to duplicate the ad set 3 times. Now you can do 5 times, you can do 7 times. Why not do 6 times? Then we will have 7 different assets. So we're going to find and replace. Once again, type copy, replace the name. Okay. And now we are going to set a bid. So we know $25, $26 bid cap works, but we have 7 different assets. So we're going to start with $22 bid cap. And I'm just going to say $22 bid cap. Okay. Let's do here 23. So this is 23 bid cap. This is 24 bid cap. This is going to be 25 bid cap. This is 26 bid cap. And this is going to be 27 bid cap. All right. Actually, I'm going to change the 22 bid cap to 26.5, 26.5. And then we also have one more asset. And this one, we're going to do 27.10. So that's 27.10 bid cap, 27.10. Okay, make sure. Okay, so that's good. So we have bid cap for all the asset. And now that's pretty much it. That's all it is. Let's make sure the start date is good as well. Okay, so start date needs to be the 9th. So midnight, basically, AM, right? And then this is going to run for a month. So that's going to be the 9th. Okay, so midnight, that's good. And that's pretty much it. Now it's ready to launch and you just do publish. That's all it is. So that's how I take campaign from phase 1 to phase 2, phase 2 to phase 3, phase 3 to 3.1, and then you keep on going. So from here, what you can do is that if you know phase 3.1 has 26.5 is the winner. So if you know 26.5 is the winner, then you can launch 3.2 and then you can do 26.1, 26.2, 26.3, 26.4, 26.5, 26.6. You can even do 26.55, 26.56, 26.57. You can double down on it, right? And that'll be phase 3 and phase 4. And there's just a whole bunch of different things. I can also do delivery to accelerated. Now, I wouldn't do this. This is very risky for anybody that's new, but this is something that I know I can do as well. And again, there is a different strategy, but this is very risky. Don't do it if you don't know what you are doing. But this is something that I would do on phase 3.4 or 3.5 as well. So that is how I scale my Meta Ads campaign that are working, that are making money. And that's how I get the campaign to make even more money, right? So I hope you found this video helpful. If you like this video, let me know in the comments down below so that I know to make more. That's all for this video, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.